What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the RAS Project. Real stories from real humans. This is where we debunk the bullshit and fluff and talk about 100% proven tactics and strategies to help you grow your life and business. My name is Ivan Temelkov, and I am your host. Today is Monday, October 25th, 2021. Got a lot on this show that I want to talk about. But first of all, I've got one favor to ask. Did you find value in this episode? If so, please tell others about the RAS Project. Have them subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pandora, or anywhere else that you listen or watch podcasts. If you've got a question and you want to tackle something specific, please send me an email at ivan@razorsharpdigital.com. First of all, I want to say thank you to the massive amount of downloads that happened on the podcast during this past week. There was several hundreds that came through, and I'm very excited. First of all, feeling very fulfilled that I'm able to bring value to you guys on this podcast that you can apply to your life, to your business, to your relationships. That means a lot to me. So thank you for taking the time to download my podcast, to listen to it, and hopefully give you some value that you can apply in your life, in your business, in your relationships. Nobody cares, man. That's what I want to talk about today. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your dreams. Nobody cares about your success. Nobody cares about your problems. You know, 2 weeks ago, I drove 20 plus hours to Minnesota to see a client in just a couple of days' time. Last week, I drove 20 plus hours to see another client in West Virginia. I haven't worked out in nearly 2 weeks' time. I haven't ate properly in a week. I'm dealing with bullshit from ex-clients as a result of them waking up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm a cyclist, and I cycle because it makes me feel good. It invigorates me. You think anyone cares about any of this? Nobody cares about any of this. The reality of things as an entrepreneur is that you have to understand that there's going to be a lot of people who don't give two shits about what it is that you do. They just don't. It's that simple. Trying to persuade people to see things through your own lens, through your own perspective, is an uphill battle. And you shouldn't even try to do that. Because in the reality of things, it's all about what matters to you. What do you care about? So for me, there's really three things that I value the most that are priorities to me. Priority number one is my family. Priority number two is health and fitness, and priority number three is business. And these are things that I care about. These are three things, three top priorities that are important to me. But what I care about is not the same thing as what other people care about. And that's the unfortunate part about this. So, especially as an entrepreneur, you're going to find out that there's a lot of people who simply don't give a shit about what it is that you care about. You see, I've been down the road where I've tried to persuade people to care about the same things that I cared about. And it's a dead end road. Okay? And that's what a lot of people are trying to do right now. We're living in a day and age between what's going on with politics in our country and the economy and business that a lot of people are trying to persuade other people to care about the same things that they care about. You know, there's a lot of people out there who don't care about as much as I do about family, about my own family. They're my number one priority. There's always something happening in my world. On a daily basis, there's literally a million things that could happen. But my number one priority is my family. And I do not ask anybody or anyone to resonate with that kind of priority because that's what I care about. That's what's important to me. Secondly, my second priority is health and fitness. If I can't eat right, If I don't feel good about myself, there's no fucking way that I'm going to be able to perform. There's no fucking way I'm going to be able to be the best human being possible. There's no way that I'm going to be able to be the best husband, the best father, the best entrepreneur, which is the third priority, which is business and entrepreneurship. And a lot of people don't understand that. Look, I'm here to tell you, and I talked about this on my Instagram story this morning, that you are going to be the most criticized person that you know. And you're going to be the most criticized because a lot of people are not going to care about the same things that you care about and don't give two shits about it. But here's the thing, you shouldn't worry about what others don't care about. So, what you care about is only about you. These are your priorities, not anybody else's. So, earlier this year, I'll give you an example. Earlier this year, I bought one of my first dream cars. And the swarm of fucking hatred that I got on social media was absolutely fucking absurd. People are like, why'd you spend money on a fucking car, man? You should have spent money on something else, you know? I would have spent it on this. I would have spent it on that. Well, guess what? This ain't about you, bro. This ain't about you. It's what I cared about. I've worked my ass 4 fucking years to get one of my dream cars. I don't ask you to understand. I don't ask you to care about it. And that's what people don't understand. And they criticize it because it's not the same things that they care about. That's what I'm trying to make you understand here, is just that what you care about is not the same things that what other people care about. And you shouldn't be concerned with why other people don't resonate with the same things that you do. I care about my health and fitness. I care about looking good. I care about being able to eat healthy. I care about being in the best shape of my life. It hasn't been the easiest thing to do, which is a completely different subject, but I'm still on that route. I haven't given up. I haven't quit. And then entrepreneurship, building a business is one of the most hard things that you will ever do. For the fellow entrepreneurs out there who are listening, I know you can resonate. And that's just it. People are not going to understand. That's why entrepreneurship is a lonely road. A lot of people will try to, to sabotage you. A lot of people are going to criticize you. A lot of people are going to say that you're wasting your time. Honestly, any successful person, I'm meaning successful by anyone that has built a successful business, has made millions or billions of dollars, was there at one point of time. They were told that it wasn't worth it. They were being criticized. They were being sabotaged. They were being hated on. There were people who were jealous of them. But that didn't stop them. And that's literally the key message that I want to share with you. Because nobody gives a shit. People won't give a shit until it has a meaning for them, until it has some value to them, until it adds into their life or business. So when you're building a business, especially in the first 4 years, which are the toughest times of a business owner, of an entrepreneur, you're going to run into all kinds of hurdles. All kinds of hurdles. But you shouldn't give up just because nobody else cares. I mean, nobody cares about me running a marketing business. I care about it because I know that the value it creates, the value that it offers, the solutions that it creates to the people who see value in what I have to bring to the table. And there's only a few people who actually see value in that. And that's another thing, is that I think too many of you are concerned with appealing to the vast majority of people, when in reality, the masses will not see value in anything that you have to offer. It's only a small percentage of people who genuinely appreciate or even remotely care about what it is that you actually bring to the table. You know, there's literally a small group of people that I associate with. I mean, like small, tiny, probably just on my hand. The handful of people who I actually associate with that are family oriented. These are fathers, these are mothers. They have kids or they're married. Only a handful, because a lot of the people don't give two shits about that. There's only a handful of people who I actually associate with that care about health and fitness. That care about clean eating and meal prep every week, and care about going to the gym, and exercising because or cycling. And in reality, even after 8 years, I haven't found anybody really to cycle with, because the several people that I went through, would like hop on a couple of rides and then they quit. So they weren't as determined, as consistent as I am. But that is just it. The reason why you care about things that you care about is because those things have significance to you and nobody else. And you shouldn't quit or give up because somebody else told you that what you care about has absolutely fucking no significance in the world. Because when you create an impact in the world, and each one of us are meant to create impact in the world, that is when people will actually start to care about what you're doing, because then it's creating appeal, mass appeal. Most people don't see what happens on the entrepreneurial side of things. Specifically, most people don't give two shits about what you're doing in the trenches. Most people don't see the fucking late nights and weekends of years and years of working hard and sleepless nights, going to bed late every fucking night. The losses, the risks, the sacrifices, the setbacks. People don't see any of that shit. I'm here to tell you it's fucking real. Being down that road, it's like a vicious cycle. It never stops. But you do it because you care about it. The real entrepreneur does things because they care about it, they're passionate about it, they're committed about it, because they love what they do. And that's caring. But not everybody's going to care about that. In fact, most people will not care or take interest in anything that you do until they see that you got money, or you drive a fancy car, or you live in a big house, or your kids are dressed with the most trendiest clothing. And when you think about it, that's the most of materialistic bullshit that there is out there. That mediocre people compare and resonate to success. But that is the world, that is the society that we live in. But you know what? You care about what you care about because it's important to you. It has significance to you. You know that it's going to create impact in the world, that it's going to help change the lives of others, of other people, of other businesses. So it starts with a very small, tiny circle, and then it grows over time. That's how you create that mass appeal. And that's when more people start to attract to, Ivan is a father and a husband, I got a family too, so maybe I should talk to him, or Ivan is into health and fitness. He's into cycling, maybe I should talk to him because that's in my wheelhouse. Or, Ivan's an entrepreneur, I wonder if we can talk about some different ideas, strategize. Like, those are the kinds of people that you attract. And then we're very few in between. And over time, there's more and more that will attract to you because you create mass appeal. But you shouldn't worry about creating that mass appeal from the start, because a lot of people are just not going to resonate with the things that you care about. But that doesn't mean that you should give up and quit. Just keep going. Keep working. Why? Because it matters to you. Don't worry about what everybody else thinks. And the reason I'm telling you this, the reason why I picked the topic of nobody cares, is because I personally have struggled with this for a very long time. Because I used to question, well, if I care about cycling, or if I care about business, if I care about entrepreneurship, if I care about creating things, would other people actually care about that too? So I was more concerned with what other people would care about than what I personally cared about. And this is why entrepreneurs specifically are some of the most misunderstood people. But they're the ones that risk the most, that sacrifice the most. They're the hardest workers in the room. They're the people that create. They're the people that build. So don't worry about what the majority, the 99% people think, or the fact that they don't care about the same things that you care about. Even me. I tell this to people, look, man, you do your own shit. You know, you're building your own brand, you're building your own business. You care about things that I don't care about. But I respect that. I respect that because you care about things that have significance to you. They're important to you. And that's what a lot of people don't understand because they're more concerned with how others perceive the things that have significance to them rather than what's important to them. So to me, family, health and fitness, and entrepreneurship are my top 3 priorities. And I try to exercise those things on a daily basis to be able, because that makes me happy. That's why I care about those things. You know, it makes me happy. It helps me find fulfillment, which is something that I talked about in the previous episode of this podcast. So here's the moral of the story. Nobody really gives a shit, but the only person that should really give a shit is you. What is it that you care about? What's important to you in your life, in your business, in your relationships? And just become the most resilient practitioner that you know. And chase those things, regardless of what your friends or family or acquaintances or anybody thinks. Because they don't care about the same things that you care about. And that's the key message here that I want you to understand. You care about things that you care about. Nobody else cares about the same things that you do. And with that, I want to wrap it up. I've got one favor to ask. If you enjoyed this episode, if you found value in it, please tell others about the RAS project. You can subscribe anywhere, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pandora, or anywhere else you listen or watch podcasts. If you've got a question, let me know. Hit me up at ivan@razorsharpdigital.com. I would love to tackle your specific questions. With that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the RAS Project. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.